What's going on, guys? Matt in the hat, Keller Williams Diamond Partners. You are tuned in to the hot list. I come to y'all each and every week and we discuss properties that I have listed or my brokerage has listed, as well as answer a question of the week that is submitted by you, the listener. As it stands right now, I don't have any properties right now. I do have some potentials in the work, and I will update y'all on those as soon as they are available. And please make sure that you keep those questions of the week coming in. I can't do this show without you, and this is a way for me to give back to a lot of people, because if you have that question about real estate, the chance that somebody else has that question as well, maybe they don't know where to start, don't know what to do. This is a way for me to not only answer the question for you, answer the question for them by using that question as a topic for future episodes just like this one. So if you're not sure where to start with your real estate question, I would love to be the real estate resource that you reach out to and give you some place to get started. This week's question of the week, I I guess it's kind of a follow-up question to last week's episode. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to watch last week's episode, but in episode 277, we covered gardening for beginners. In episode number 278, which is this one, we're still going to be talking about plants, but in a different kind of area, because this week's question of the week: do plants help sell a house? And we've talked multiple times about things that sellers can do before they list their house. Maybe they've done updates throughout the house. Maybe they've done painting either inside, outside, maybe updating the flooring. And doing all of that will definitely help set your house apart from others and hopefully make it memorable for potential buyers. But many of these are going to focus on the inside of the house and not so much on the outside. Now, today we're going to take a look at both the inside and the outside, but through a different lens that could improve the appeal of your home by simply adding plants. These are going to be house plants, not garden plants. And in doing more research, and with this still being a seller's market, at least in my area, while touring houses, began to notice more and more plants being displayed, not just on the inside of a house, but on the outside as well. There are several ways to leverage plants that could help sell your home when it comes time to list your house. Today we'll take a kind of a deep dive and discuss 6 ways plants can help sell your home. So first and foremost, right out of the gate, it will increase curb appeal. I don't know how many episodes that I've talked about the inside of a house, and what you can do on the inside, and maybe just hit a couple things on the outside. And don't get me wrong, interior staging is important, but it's easy to either forget or overlook the opportunity that you have for your home to make a first impression with potential buyers. Uh, the obvious choice for outside updates are going to be, you know, maybe painting the whole house, putting a fresh coat of paint or different color paint on their front door, cleaning up the windows. But what's often overlooked is improving your lawn and adding outdoor plants. Once you start to consider that it's time to sell your house, now is the time to go through the process, treat those dead or brown spots in your yard. So by the time you're ready to list or it's ready to go live, there's not those crunchy brown spots. It's more lush and green. Next, what you want to do is clean up the flower beds, add some decorative plants along the walkway, maybe even the porch, and make the outside of your house more attractive to potential buyers. And plants are a great way to make a first impression. They make houses look healthier and happier both inside and outside. And like many of us have heard, I don't know how many times, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression. Why not do it with adding, uh, some simple plants and a little bit of color on the outside? Number two, plants give buyers a sense of scale. Before buyers visit a house, they look at the pictures online and do research. Plants often or can play a key role in showing how much space there is in a house, whether it is a tall floor plant, maybe a tabletop plant. This can give potential buyers a sense of how high ceilings are or how much counter space is available in the kitchen. And either way, it there's going to be something that people can use to scale, and that will really help, and it may help your house stand out as well. Number three, plants bring the outside in. Talking strictly from an interior design standpoint, indoor plants will work wonders to tie the interior of your house to the outdoors. Plants create a visual depth as the with the nature of your house, and it brings in and ties part of the rooms together. When I advise my sellers when they're going to list a house to do some decluttering, whether it's personal items, furniture, maybe pictures, by adding plants back into that space will help breathe some life back into the house with reducing the clutter or items to make the house appear larger. In doing so, your house may feel kind of just bland and sterile. Adding houseplants can be a great way to add some color and maybe some personalization back in. It's also worth noting that with neutral colors being trending right now, many houses are going to look look the same online. The either the grays, the browns, the was it the grayish, I think is what my wife tells me. Houseplants have a universal appeal and will help add character to the house without being off-putting or overly distracting. So if you want to do some personalization, instead of painting your room lime green because that's your favorite color, maybe add some type of plant there that you like and you connect with as well. Number four, plants can be a focal point. Floor plants will not only give scale to a room in pictures like I mentioned, but it can be a great option for filling empty space that, like we just talked about, is created by decluttering your house. Maybe you've gone from one extreme to the other, and now your room feels empty without having some furniture or some decor there. Adding a semi-large or large floor plant will help fill that space, no problem. When doing so, just make sure that you choose an eye-catching container or pot, not just the standard plastic ones that they may come in. Choose something that's going to be beautiful, that's going to be eye-catching, and also make sure that you add something underneath to catch any water from overflow that may happen as you water that plant. Now on the other side are so going from floor plants, what about maybe smaller plants or tabletop plants? Adding these throughout the house can help dress up the interior of the space, but in a more subtle way by adding a small plant to your tabletop, maybe your countertop, could be the perfect way to finish the look of that area. And again, create that personalization without some color that would be too far and maybe turn off buyers. Number 5, they prevent a fake staged look. And this is I know again, staging is important. I absolutely get that. But if you add plants in a space, it's going to make it feel like it's lived in, like somebody is there taking care of those plants every day or every week. And I mentioned before about the personalization, because it's not going to give off that sterile feeling or that you're looking around like, well, this is obviously staged, and it's just going to give it a more comfortable feeling overall. And then finally, number 6, plants freshen the air. Stale air could be a turnoff for potential buyers, and there are air purifying plants out there like a heart-shaped philodendron. I don't know what that is. Aloe, eucalyptus, or a Chinese evergreen. These were among the most popular ones for air purifying or freshening the air of a house. And by adding plants like the ones I just mentioned in decorative pots, it's not only going to add a sense of freshness to the air, but it will add some decor that could be hard to replicate or have somebody else replicate, again, making your house stand out from others. If you do decide to add fresh cut flowers or flowers in general, make sure that they are kind of a subtle or pleasant scent, uh, and not overpowering. It's with it being as having a subtle scent, it's going to be more, well, like I said, it's going to be more subtle. It's not going to be overpowering, like slap you in your face. And if it's subtle, you won't need artificial air fresheners or candles in the house to make it a give it or have that fresh smell scent. Just as a side note as well, there was actually research done by NASA that did conclude certain plants are not only effective at removing toxins from the atmosphere, but many plants will help reduce stress. And when you're going through the home buying or selling process, we've all been there. It can be stressful. So what better way to help reduce your stress naturally than just by adding some plants in the house? So there you have it. Those are 6 ways plants can help sell your home. Uh, I hope that y'all got something from this. And when it's time to sell your house, you're able to implement some of these ideas and use your favorite plants to personalize your house and make it stand out during the process. Just as a reminder, please don't forget that I have my question of the week form in the description down below. It's simple Google form. All you got to do, type in your email address, your question. I will answer that for you, get back with you, and then use that for future episodes just like this one. And then my final favor to ask is please leave me a review on iTunes or Spotify. It helps me get in front of more listeners like you. Maybe you have some friends that are getting ready to list their house. They want some ideas, not sure what to do. Send this to them. Be like, hey, listen to this, get some ideas. Maybe you can use some of this for plants that you already have, or maybe plants that you want, because if somebody sent this to my wife, she would absolutely use this podcast episode to justify buying plants or buying more plants for the quote unquote stress relieving alone. So that's it. That is going to wrap it up for episode number 278. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, hanging out, and listening to me. I greatly appreciate it. Again, I'm your host, Matt Johnson with Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I do this because your experience matters and should be trusted with the veteran. Y'all have a phenomenal rest of your week, and I'll see you next week. Take care.